Okay, look, people, we're going to jump straight into it. Let's talk about expectations and reality. Expectations and reality. And how us as people have to stop dropping our expectations down to meet the perceived reality that we think is going on outside. Okay, why as a person, think about it, would you drop your expectations for anyone? Knowing that dropping your expectations any lesser than what they are, compromising your expectations, or settling. Because as a person, if I'm not going to get my expectations met, I'd rather just go out being happy that I didn't compromise or I didn't settle. That's it. Why be in something unhappy and settling and not getting your expectations met? The reality is like this. No matter what we do, whether it's a relationship, a job, friendship, the relationship you have between your family, you're never going to get a 100% complete, perfect, finished project or product. It's not going to happen. You're never going to get the perfect man or the perfect wife. You're never going to get the perfect job. You see what I'm saying? You're never going to have the perfect friend. But at the end of the day, you have them, and you have them at such a high level and at a high percentage that the downfalls that make the situations not perfect don't bother you. You get what I'm saying? So you're getting the most out of this situation. You see, you're getting the most out of a situation, out of a person. And when you look at your expectations and then you look at the perceived reality, first of all, you have to conquer the reality. You have to conquer your perception of reality, right? Which means is that no matter what society say reality is, no matter what society is saying that's going on outside your mind, you have to understand that everybody and everything does not fit the narrative of what society or people with negative mindsets want you to believe about the world or your proximity or society. It doesn't fit that. And the truth of the nature is, when it comes to a relationship, you don't need, as a man, 99% of the women to meet your expectations. You only need 1% to meet your expectations. You don't need 99% of careers to meet your expectations. You only need 1% of careers to meet your expectation. So whether it's just, well, first of all, like, you wouldn't even want to do all the careers in the world. So the things that you love to do. So if you have 4 or 5 different things that you love to do career-wise, that's all you need to meet your expectations. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have to settle. Or you have to be an entrepreneur and build your expectations around what you say you love. You know? Which still, you can build your way up to where you come back and meet your expectations. You know? So we have to get out of falling victim of listening to other people's quote unquote truth, quote unquote, I'm just being real, quote unquote, I'm just a realist, quote unquote, their harsh reality of what they perceive is going on. Because you got to understand, you can meet people, and this is where a lot of people go wrong. There's people who speak prophetic and profound and eloquent. And there's some who do it for good. And there's some that do it, for bad. You know what I'm saying? Or for manipulation or whatever. No matter what you're looking at it as, you can't fall up under that hypnotization, that like being hypnotized by listening to someone and they making it sound good. And that's what you decide to put your understanding on. You have to get your own perception of reality. And one thing you have to know about the reality that we see before our eyes is that it's simple. You go out there, you research reality on your own. And after you research reality on your own, you keep your mouth shut. And you meditate. And you think. You meditate and you think. You give yourself time to process what reality is. Before you go out and then you say something and you put something in the atmosphere and you misdiagnose what reality is to you. And then before you know it, you didn't illusionalize yourself up under a certain reality that, like, you just fell victim to. Like, sometimes some of us, you gotta be careful, because sometimes are too smart. Sometimes we're too smart for our own good sometimes, and we be trying to do too much, the where we end up putting ourselves in a worse place than what we already is. So when it comes to like your expectations, like we gotta stop wanting to drop our expectations to meet what reality is. Like I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter like what I see. It doesn't matter what nobody tells me. I have to know what I stand up on, and when I stand up under is the truth to me. I gotta know that I'm not gonna be an unwavering person. I'm gonna stand on what I stand on, wrong, right, or indifferent, until I find something else that I feel more comfortable to stand up under. And that's what, as people, that we gotta get. Like, when it comes to reality, like if you find yourself being guided by what everybody else say, like you're in a bad place. Don't get it wrong. There's nothing wrong with wise counsel. There's nothing wrong with wise counsel. There are some very, 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 very wise counsel out there. But if they truly are wise counsel, they will tell you, whether it's in the beginning of their message or in the latter of their message, they will tell you, do your own research. Don't take everything I say as something that you put in your heart, because I'm speaking from my reality. Now, don't get it twisted. My reality may hit you 90% of the times, but that's only 90% of the times. My reality may hit you 99% of the times. That's only 99% of the time. There's still a percentage that don't hit you. I'm not going to hit you. I don't know, put it like this, I don't know anybody in this world that I sat back, that I listened to, that I connected to 100% of the times. You got to do your own research. You got to get your own perception of reality, and you got to get your own good research process on what you decide to involve in your life, because you got to understand, this information, the way you perceive things and the way you receive things, is going to be the way you possibly run your life. So you need to research these things. As a person, you got to research these things. And on top of that, you have to understand that what you perceive, like, it's like me right now. People looking at me, whether I get 200, 300,000 people looking at this video right now, or if I get it a year from now, people are going to look at me. A lot of people are going to come up here and they're going to look and they're going to perceive me a certain way. Not even with press and play. They're going to perceive me a certain way. Then some of them going to press play. And then they're going to perceive me a certain way. And no matter what I said in this video, they're going to receive me a certain way because they can't get past of what they perceive. And their perception is this guy got a do-rag on with this big beard, with gold grills in his mouth, and he looking like Kimbo Slice Street Fighter. What is he gonna tell me about a relationship? What is he gonna tell me about family connection? What is he gonna tell me about holding it down with a friend? What he gonna tell me about paying bills? What he gonna? That's the perception they gonna get because they gonna only look at me as if I'm just some street cat that don't have no type of intellect, or that's what they gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So another thing is, just because you can't judge a book by its cover, that's part of reality. It's not judging a book by its cover. The part of reality is that just because they tell you it's a sports car doesn't mean you're going to get the performance that you're looking for. Just because they said it's a sports car don't mean you have an ideal of this performance that you want. But just because they say, hey, this is a sports car, don't mean you're going to get that ideal performance. You see what I'm saying? Just because they said, this is a mansion, but your ideal of a mansion, this house may not be. Just because they come to you and tell you, hey, man, I'm a good person, don't mean they're a good person. Just because they come and you perceive them as a bad person. Before you misdiagnose the situation, give yourself a little chance to research them. Because a lot of times, you're going to see that people that you perceive as bad got a lot of good qualities. They just pointed in the wrong direction. And they came to you because you had the key to turn them in the right direction. Like, you got to get control of how you perceive reality. And you got to make sure nobody else is driving your perception. That's all I'm telling people. Don't make sure nobody else is driving your perception. That's it. Get that under your control, because who drives your perception most likely 9 times out of 10 controls your life. So, but until then, man, I just want to chop it up with people. I don't want to hang around too long. But it's your boy Masai Boss, and I'm out.